President Donald Trump has clarified his controversial Gaza proposal, stating that no U.S. soldiers would be required. This comes just days after announcing plans for the United States to take over and own the Gaza Strip. Trump made this assertion in an early morning post in his Truth Social platform. The initial proposal, revealed during Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's visit, sparked widespread criticism from Palestinians, Arab governments, and other world leaders. In response, Trump's administration appeared to have backtracked on the plan. Let's get some perspective. Retired career Ambassador Joe Keshi, and global affairs analyst Ejike Opa joins me now for this conversation. Gentlemen, a very warm welcome. Ambassador, let me start with you. How do Trump's comments on Gaza fit into the larger U.S. foreign policy approach on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict? What does it mean for countries in Africa, specifically, especially those with strong historical ties to the Middle East?
Well, look, I've always said to people that we need to try as much as we can to understand President Trump and should I say his antics or his pronouncements. And when you do understand that, you will take quite a number of things that he said or plans to do, sometimes on the face value. I'm saying this because when you do a critical analysis of some of the policies enunciated, in his first term as president some 8 years ago, many of them, in spite of all the noises he made, were never fulfilled. And so you now have Trump again doing something similar and making some wide-ranging statements that sometimes doesn't even make sense. And a good example is the case in Gaza. What it has done is that it has, in one way or the other, united the Arab world, who are now speaking with one voice on the situation in Palestine. And there is absolutely no way, I do not envisage any way that anybody can take away or send away the people of Palestine into Jordan or into Egypt. That's a non-starter to start with. But for Trump, who likes to say sometimes outrageous things and try to implement them, and once things begin to go wrong, he abandons them and moves on to something else. But the most important thing is that I think the world should stand united, that the people of Gaza cannot be taken out of their land and handed over to Israel. Look, this is a statement, I call it, it makes me feel good, because the right-wing elements, the far extreme right-wing in Israel, are so happy because they are gaining. This is what they wanted for years. And now that they have heard the pronouncement of Donald Trump, they honestly believe that their dream is very close. But the truth of the matter is that they've been doing the same thing for years. And part of the military objective of Netanyahu, because he's in bed with the right wing, it's exactly what Trump is trying to do. But look, here is the deal.
Okay.
After almost 2 years of trying to destroy Hamas, and in fact, claiming to destroy Hamas.
All right, Ambassador, let me just...
with Hamas.
Okay, because we're time constrained, apologies. So let me bring in Ejike Opa. Sir, what is your response to these comments, and how do you believe African leaders and countries should be reacting?
Well, thank you for having me. It's just a pronouncement. Anybody, tearing themselves up because of what Trump is saying, obviously don't have, a serious agenda for their own country. How is America going to take over Gaza? Everybody has to have the responsibility to manage their own affairs. The Palestinian-Israeli issues have been going on. The world is tired of it. we Americans are, the taxpayers that are standing that nuisance, we tired. So if Trump said something and that's going to make the Arab world rally to, protect their own, so be it. I'm one of those proponents that the U.S. doesn't have to be the policeman of the world. Everybody now is that rules and govern any particular country is native to that particular country. It's not those days or years when you had colonial forces. They are all natives. Do something to preserve the integrity and the respect of your own people. So again, Trump has to say what Trump says. Whether that turns into a policy, whether it turns into something actionable, it is up in the air. But nobody should lose sleep over it. Take care of your own if it's the African.
Losing sleep seems to. I said losing sleep seems to be. If you look at the response across the globe to his comments, it indicates that comments from a powerful leader such as Trump has some impact. So asking people to ignore it, is that the best option?
Of course you have to ignore it until it happens. One thing is to say something, the other thing is to actually act on it. America is not led by a monarchy or a majesty. We have Mr. President, and then we have a Congress. But at the end of the day, what policy is going to enable him to do that? So maybe he just said this as a wake-up call for people in those countries, whether it's in Nigeria, in Africa. Take care of your own. If you have needed to go outside of your own country to seek alliance or partnership, let it be good for you, but don't lose sleep over President of America saying something. We have our own socio-economic and political challenges, and we're going to deal with it. So Gaza has become a thorn in the flesh, and we are tired of the back and forth and the West life getting killed. So let them do something for themselves. America doesn't have to be the solution provider for the world issues.
All right, let's just wrap up with your response, Ambassador. From a humanitarian perspective, how does this comment affect global narrative surrounding the Gaza conflict? Do this statement impact Africa's stance on human rights and perhaps international law?
Yeah, of course, it does violate international law. And I didn't hear the comment of my colleague there, but the truth is that I maintain the same position that, look, I don't think people should lose sleep over it. It's a non-starter to start with, and nobody's going to take that seriously. Not the Arab world, not the international community, and not the Palestinian people. So we don't have to waste our time, because Trump says quite a number of things that certainly doesn't make sense. It's not a kind of policy thing. It's just Trump saying what he wants to say. And it's for the domestic audience of Trump supporters in Israel. It makes them feel happy. And they're happy about it. But beyond that, nothing is going to happen. Nobody is going to take away the Palestinians from where they are today. And no country in the Arab world is going to take them anyway. So it's a non-starter and the best thing is just to ignore it. He has said it, and Trump has moved on. There's nothing else to be said, because it's not going to happen.
Gentlemen, as always, thank you for sharing your perspective on this.
Thank you.
Business News is next after this break. Stay with us.